But it took us 5 years. But what I've learned to do is I know that no time is wasted, and I try to enjoy all of my time. Like, I'm not sitting here with you thinking about what I'm gonna cook for dinner, where the potatoes. I'm not doing that.
Well, what I hear is that you're into being present.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Maya Angelou taught me that when I interviewed her. One of the first times was I was working for WBZ, Chicago Public Radio. It was in the 90s, okay? See, this is the way this is the way we did that thing. Mm-hmm. So it's in the 90s, and I take my then producer, the late but great and wonderful Tashima Walker, who resided right here on the South Side and worked for Tavis Smiley and some of the best. She was fantastic. We lost her a couple years ago, but she went with me to the Ambassador East or West. That's where Maya Angelou always stayed. Okay. And I was supposed to have an hour radio show, and I went to her hotel to interview her. And I set up all my books with my yellow stickies because I'm over prepared. It's just the way I live. So I had reread all the books up until that point. And I'm sitting there, and she walks in, and I say, Dr. Angelou, who I am, and I said, we have an hour. And she said, I don't know who told you that. And I was like, mm-mm. And she said, we have 30 minutes. And I'm thinking, how am I going to make an hour show out of 30 minutes? Now, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? I do. Okay, so she said, but for the entire time, I will be with you. Then, for some reason, my spirit just said, okay, this is what I get. I'm going to be right here. And so she taught me being present. She said, for the entire time, I will be with you. That became, I used to do this little thing in my head. Every time I read a book, every time I interviewed a person, I would write down one line of what I learned from them. And what I learned from her that day was be completely present for the entire time. Be where you are. You use less energy. If I'm trying to be too many places, my energy is scattered and you don't get what you need. So if I'm supposed to be with you, like when we had that conversation, I'm like, okay, I'm going in because we got this time, we got this hour. I'm going to go in, then you're going to get something, I'm going to get something. And when we're done, we're sated because we were there. And so that's it.
And let me tell you, after the hour that we spent together, I had more than an hour of learning. I had more than an hour of connection. And what I'm getting from what you're sharing about this interview with Maya Angelou is that she gave you 30 minutes, but she was fully present, and you had everything you needed, didn't you?
Yeah, except for she went 45. She started singing, and I'm like, go with that, right? I wasn't going to stop her. Yes. And so now that I had 45 minutes, I could put me some music in there and do a little bit of something. I got my hour.
You got your show.
My hour, okay.
Oh, beautiful. And that's the power of being present, right? So when
it's
she
the
was
power of
being with you, then it's difficult to disconnect.
Right.
Like, I'm enjoying this.
There.
Yeah,
she
I'm
was
being
like
here.
There.
Yeah.
And when she broke out into song and when she did all that, I'm like, whoa, let me just stay focused, because I'm like, you with me, but I'm with you. And that connection, later years, I'm sitting in her living room. Mm-hmm. I'm coming in her bedroom in the morning with her coffee. I'm there when she's getting those Marcel irons are clicking and President Clinton is on the phone going, "What's that noise, Maya?" And nothing, because she getting her hair done, old school, right? So the flavor of being with the person, and I want to say this because we're Black people, and we're part of a nation where we need to understand something, and other people listen, and I'm good with that. But what I really want to say to my brothers and sisters is we need to really build on authentic relationships. All of this, the okie doke is not for where you need to be, because if you're not building on an authentic relationship, what do you have? And so
what is an authentic relationship? Because when you say that, I think you and I get it. Mm-hmm. But someone out there may be wondering, so what exactly is authentic? Like, what do you mean by that?
It starts with deciding to be present. It starts with saying, I'm going to be as whole as I can be in this moment. I don't have to, Maya Angelou would say this, you don't have to tell everything you know, but tell the truth. It starts with being truthful. You know, this is where I am. Now, when you build an authentic relationship with a person and it's truthful, like I watched this piece with you and your wife going back and forth, and she was like saying, you know, sometimes having family and that is a distraction. And you were saying, no, it's not a distraction. And then you all came to the truth. It can be.
Yeah.
It is not about convincing somebody else to get to your side.
Right.
It is not about wanting to have one up. It's about really being present, really showing yourself. And as you do that, you can come to the point where you really get to some authenticity. Then men can say to women and to family, I'm hurting. And we don't lose people. And people can say, I'm afraid. And we can work through the fear together. And people can say, I don't love you yet. You know, and they can say what their truth is.
Yes.
And it's not like we then have to have a fight about it. And I think one of the things that is going on in this country is people can't say what they want to say without a judgment being made. And then we're just going to go to each side of the room, and that's the end of it. And that's not going to get us anywhere. So that authenticity was something that she taught me and something I was coming to.